Okay, so the first thing about the piece that just went off is not about Dead Prez. The piece is about Shannon McCullum, and it's very important. You know, it was his eye at being able to take a couple of days, some snapshot shots of years, and a look at some artists' lives. You know, like JR said, we're much more than just some artists, but it's important that you see it because that way, or at least that it's a documentary about Shannon, because hip hop is an art that we participate in together. It's not you know, a spectator sport. It has never been that way. So that also has to qualify my answer about what hip hop is doing, where hip hop is going, because the way we've been served hip hop on this particular plate today only allows you to be able to see, or pretty much relegates it as this specimen on a petri dish for the world to investigate, not in any kind of way, an interactive way, but one to kind of poke at or criticize or be able to be seen as something outside of ourselves, which ain't nothing about how music is, or definitely not how hip hop is organized. So we participate in it from an organized perspective, knowing that each and every person around us has a role. By no means necessary are we so egotistical, even though it is an ego sport, hip hop can be, to believe that we're doing this by ourselves. We know that it takes a Shannon McCullum to even be able to show you what we're doing, because we can't. You know, and these are the most important people. These are the makers of history. These are the makers of culture, the real producers of real things in life, and are not just the artists sitting in front with the microphone. So to take it and put it into that kind of perspective, where there's this kind of reciprocal relationship in hip hop, then it also kind of insinuates that you all have a role in it as well, and not just the person holding the microphone. Right now, you've been given it what we've seen today, handed down to you from the perspective of the ruling class mind who intends to dominate culture in America. Everywhere we go, hip-hop is regarded as American culture, pop culture. Whether we're in Europe or Bermuda or Africa, Brazil, or in the South Bronx, hip-hop has become pop culture at the hands of the ruling class because it has been able to be defined that way. But the real lane and avenue that hip-hop provides is a voice, still is, a voice of the voiceless, many voiceless, poor and oppressed colonial subjects who, with this discussion I just had last night, making music, if they would have it their way, they would make you think that a small 5% of people are hip-hop music, when the reality is there's 95% of the masses of the music who are making the music, who are part of music, who might not be having no money or rolling around in a phantom or whatever, but who talk about the issues, who see it the way it is, who see reality, who report reality, and it's your responsibility as also a part of this of hip-hop to find those people who are reporting that reality and to make less important what we understand as the bourgeois control mechanism of the media, which hip-hop is right in hand with, just like the New York Times and the New York Post and the rest, and report it for ourselves and see it for ourselves and be able to be informed by it for ourselves. And that's where hip-hop is going if you choose to let it and take your own brain back and think for yourself. That's where hip-hop is going. Yeah.
Shabazz. What really stuck out to me, what you just said, is that hip-hop or music is the language of the oppressed, of the masses of oppressed. And it made me think back to slavery. And during slavery, how the slaves, they used to utilize music, they used to utilize hymns to relay messages to each other so that they, in a fashion and way that the oppressors did not understand. And it's quite interesting. It's really a part of our culture, this thing that's within it. And when I first came here to the Bay, I'm from New York, from the East Coast. I came into the Bay. I see they got this dance they call crunk. Dance, y'all familiar with this dance, crunk? Yeah, like Funk. Some of y'all familiar with Funk. Alright. And then it's similar to what they're doing in Africa. You know, but they didn't necessarily mold it after them or try to copy them, but, you know, they came up with this dance, with this art form, and then later on discovering that, you know, something similar happened there in Africa. So it's within our nature. It speaks to us. But, you know, everything has a positive and a negative, and it has to be balanced out right. You know, when Tupac came out, he's one of my role models. Growing up, Tupac, you know, he was very political, and he was attacked. You know, there was messages in his music, and the politicians, they openly attacked him, they attacked his message. But if you fast forward to today, you know, you see what rappers always talk about is sex and drugs, and you know, all the they highlight all the negative aspects of what's taking place in our community, and they glorify it, and they're no longer attacked. You know, they're allowed to operate. So you know, it's very important. You know, that we support conscious artists and conscious music. One of the things I say, you know, as far as this movement is concerned, there are many different ways and levels of raising the awareness of the people. It could be from speaking from the pulpit, it could be from putting in actual physical work in the trenches, it could be through artwork, you know, it could be through hip-hop, you know, whatever the case may be. But there's a positive and negative. And a few months ago, me and Brother JR, we went to visit Mooney, Abu Jamal, who's on death row, about an hour outside of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. M1 was supposed to come with us, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we couldn't make it. But you know, one of the things that Mia told us, you know, is that he wished that they would have utilized music more in the movement and culture more in the movement. And one of the things he also emphasized towards is that we support people like M1. You know, that's the only one he really mentioned, M1.
The only one he named.
The only one he named. But, you know, for me, you know, growing up to hear conscious hip-hop, you know, it's kind of whack. You know, when people try to put out conscious hip-hop, it doesn't sound too good. But the first time I heard some M1's music, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm digging that. I heard more and more and more. Now I'm hooked. You know, he's one of my favorite rappers. So, where do I see the course of music going? I would hope to see it going in a positive place. But who knows? You know, we have people in power, you know, our oppressors who don't have our best interests at heart, and they're using the system against us. You know, major distribution and so forth. You know, certain rappers and entertainers that put out that conscious music, that good music that they don't really want the masses to get a hold of. You know, they put a hold on that. So I hope to see it go in the right place. But it's within the hands of people. Thank you.
I definitely concur. It's being used against us. Even here locally, you know, we have, you know, our KMEL and these stations, and just like we out here supporting Oscar Brent, we supporting or rallying up, uniting against KMEL. For the simple fact that they're playing the same. You know, that's why it's called programming. It's to program us to, you know, believe in this is hip hop. That is not hip hop. Hip hop is really, you know, under siege. It's really, you know, like you said, at the hands of the corporations. And, you know, when we dial in on KMEL, we're just saying, yeah, we support it. So by us turning it off and supporting underground radio, you know, underground music, you know, that would say a lot. Even with the music videos, you know, I have directed a lot of them here locally, and I have several students under the tutelage, you know, directing them. But you know, the philosophy I've given them is, you know, if the song is whack and you're not feeling it, then don't do it. You know, deny it. You know, it's not about the money. It's about the message and they're listening. I don't know. It's just a state of emergency for the hip hop as well, just like it is with the police and the young brothers getting killed out there. Man, it's just really, you know, us against them, and we gotta unite across the board, from politics to, you know, MCs on the mic. We gotta let them MCs know. You know, we gotta keep them and at bay. And what I'm looking for, we have to